What's going on, guys? It's the One Round Raiko, and today we are here with a video that's been at least 2 years in the making. I've had this figure that long. I've been meaning to record it. It just has been a rough time between me getting it when I got it pretty easily, but it was about the same time I was going to move from my previous place into a place I didn't end up moving to, and then after that moving situation fell through, I didn't want to open it because I was still actively looking for a place to move. And as if you've kept up with my channel at all and watched any videos as of recently, I have moved. I am moved. Woohoo. So this one's been sitting in his box just waiting patiently for me to get the chance to crack him open. And who else am I talking about but the CCSTOYS Gurren Lagann, my absolute favorite mech of any series. Gundam be damned. Power Rangers be damned. All of them fall to the king of big drills himself, Gurren Lagann. He's my absolute favorite by far. And so I am so excited to have this here with you. Even Ray's excited. He's over here taking his sweet time doing his cat stuff. You know how they do. I'm going to stop him real quick. You see the cat shoot. Handsome little boy, you. He always likes making his presence known, my little Ray boy. But yes, CCSTOYS Gurren Lagann. I've had it for like 2 years, just sitting in the box, waiting for me to get a chance to just check him out. And finally, I feel ready that I can do that. I kind of wish I had a slightly different setup because he is so big. When I pick, you could knock somebody out with this toy. He's very heavy. He's very big. He feels good. He moves great. He looks amazing. Has accessories for days. There's drills poking out of every which way you can imagine, and they're magnetic. But I am just excited to get into this finally. I know it might take me a minute to run through this because of just what he entails. So bear with me, sit back, relax, and let me show you this cool toy, which should be up for, I think you can still pre-order him again. There's at least on where I got him from Show Z Store. It's a Malaysian site, or Malaysian company. But they got me this way quicker than anyone else. Same thing with Lazengann, which I have. I've had him for probably a month or two now. I'm going to open him as well. But Show Z Store, they get it to you real quick, and usually their prices are one of the cheapest when it comes for anything like this. So shout out to them. Not sponsored, wouldn't mind being. But they got me this in record time. It just took me a while to actually get around to open it. But yes, here we are here. Look at him. I'll give a nice... I need one of those spinny things. Maybe I get that for Christmas. Let's give you a nice spin around of him overall so you can see all the details. I know he's kind of big. I believe he clocks in just shy of 10 inches tall. But I'll give you a nice wraparound of all the... Turn the lights down a bit too so you can see this reflective metal. I kind of call it that hot rod red. Oh, he's not even on a stand. He's not even connected to a stand. He's just... That's one thing I like about this. I put him on my shelf, and the sheer weight of himself alone keeps him pretty steady. Like, this table rocks a lot. He's not really moving at all, which is nice. But now that I know he's unhooked from his thing, I'm gonna keep a little hold on him just in case, because he is heavy, and I will move him to the side. This is the stand he came with. You have two choices of poles. This is the shorter one. The bigger one's over here. I just picked this one so I can have him standing. Of course, it's etched. Oh, hello! You can see me in my glory up here. Don't mind me. But Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, which I'm pretty sure that's what that says. Pretty sure. But yeah, nice and solid. Of course, I'm gonna use Gainax because they're the ones that made it. All that good stuff. Real nice, solid plastic. It'll do what it needs to do. And this right here just plops in. I'll show quick on the back here. I'll go hyper zoom. Right here, you can see I already had a little issue. That was me. That wasn't the toy itself. That was me. Just kind of be careful with these. This is where the back skirt pegs into. Be careful with that. I don't know what I did, but I just brushed it with my hand. I think my nail caught it or something, and it just unmade it. It ceased to. I found half of it. I don't know where the rest went, and I swept and looked. It's gone, but minor thing, my fault, user error. See, it just slots in right there, and you can push it in further to have him steady. But for now, I'm going to put the stand to the side so I can actually show him off himself. Here's he again, standing pretty free. Very solid. You can really just... He looks imposing. I know you're just staring at his chest right now, but he is just gorgeous all around. I love it. Before I get into like the articulation and what have you, I'm actually going to do a couple comparisons. One, to show off my Gurren Lagann collection. Two, because I want to show you how big he is. I should have grabbed one of my with my Gundams. I can't reach Easy 8 anymore either. That's fine. But first off, all these comparisons are going to be Gurren Lagann's, by the way. I'm dropping stuff. Everything's falling. It's falling apart. Grab him, and I'll grab you for sake of doing these two. So, first off, the first one I got here is the Revoltech Gurren Lagann. I forget exactly when this released, but he just lost his flight pack. I'll just set that to the side, that's fine. And I will also address why Gurren Lagann's naked here in a second. But here he is next to the Revoltech. As you can see, he's about 2 Revoltechs tall. Like, literally 2 Revoltechs tall. Slap you back on your little stand, buddy boy. And I'll send you on your way. Thanks for stopping by. Then next, I'm gonna do this one last, actually. But I will show the Super Robot Chogokin Gurren Lagann from Bandai. As you can see next to him, even if I stand him up all the way proper and stand him next to him, he's still about only half as tall. Comes up to about his chest here. If I turn them towards each other, see his head crest barely touches where his mouth is on the CCS. I will carefully set back over here. Next is the Sentinel Riobot Gurren Lagann. This one has a stand, so I can kind of just shove him alongside a bit easier. And again, not even close. He's about half as big. Just to show how big this figure is. He's huge. He is huge. The last one, this one I got from a special friend of mine that I know on Twitter. His @ is Super Hobo. I don't actually know his actual name. I've never asked, and that's my fault. But he's a super nice guy. Really like him. Cool dude. He gave me this one. I bought it off of him. This is the Great Impact Gurren Lagann. And it's probably the only one that kind of accurately compares to Gurren Lagann, the CCS Gurren Lagann size. This one, I believe, was released years ago. It's also a lot of metal, very shiny and metallic-y. This one's a bit more stylized. This one kind of looks more anime accurate if you want to go that route. But even he is still about a head and a half shorter than the CCS. Just actually putting up in perspective here. He's still about a head taller. And for a while, this one was the biggest Gurren Lagann figure. Because this one I didn't expect to be so big. But then CCS stomps in and says, nah, you ain't seen big yet. And then for you other collectors who may not have any of these Gurren Laganns or maybe not as familiar, here is your average Lightning Collection figure. This is the White Ninja Ranger. If I can get his leg to unstick. Whatever. Here's Tommy. Rest in peace, Jason David Frank. I'm going to miss you, man. But, the White Tommy Ranger, the White Ninja Ranger, stands just below his, it's a little different for the angle of the camera, but he stands about half a head, like maybe a half inch or a quarter of an inch shorter than the mouth on the chest. And then here's your SH Figure Arts Gogeta Blue. Get him looking all nice and pretty. And he stands just about the same. Hair aside, even with his hair, he only just touches the bottom lip of the mouth. And just because I know I can easily pick this one up off his stand, here he is next to a roughly normal standing what are these? Metal Robot Spirits Gundam Wing, or Wing Gundam, whatever. Again, it's about half a body taller than that. And that would go the same for your metal or your Gundam Universe figures as well. I think I can get Wing to chill out. I hate that pig. And just for sake of doing it, because I know Shenlong is easy to grab here, here's a Gundam Universe figure. Again, half a body shorter than Gurren Lagann over here. And I believe he'd probably be more fitting of the HG model kits for Gundam, if you want to compare it to that. I think he might even be as big as a master grade, because I know those ones stand about 8 to 10 inches depending, so he is big. If you're familiar with a big scale figures, this is it. This is the guy. This is as big as it gets. Actually, not even, because it can definitely get bigger, especially with Gurren Lagann's case. If you give me CCS Toys, hear me out. Give me a Super Galaxy Gurren Lagann, and I think I can die happy. I still want Art Gurren, and if I know Flame Toys is messing with the idea of a Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, like the big flaming form. I want it. I want it, and it's probably be as big as this guy, and I'm going to need a bigger shelf. But now they've got the comparisons out of the way, and we can see himself. Let's see what he can do. The arms go out basically 90 degrees. Your shoulder pauldrons here will kind of get in the way, but they can get out of the way. So you can, if you want to, you can actually get about that far. Pretty nice. And he holds himself up. Nice T-pose. Bring back down. The arms can go full. They're nice and ratcheted too. It's a nice solid ratchet. Go all the way around, all the way back. Again, the pauldrons can move. And even the little shoulder pads on the shoulder pads can move out of the way. It's got a nice double jointed bicep. Turn sideways here for you. So you can get a nice bicep crunch in there. Going, flexing his muscles. His hands are on a ball joint. They can push inward and be more steady, but you can they kind of slot out. Oh, it's not a ball joint. It's actually it's like a peg on a ball joint, just so you can actually see that. Let's see, turn him this way. I'll zoom in just a little bit for you. So you can see it can wiggle around, but it makes for easy hand swapping. And this part does come off as well, so you can get his wrist drills on there. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm not going to attach all the accessories on him because there'll be a lot of moving, a lot of careful parts, and this guy's weighty, and I want to be diligent with him because I don't want to break him. I already did that little mishap for the skirt. And also, that reminds me why Mr. Boy here is so naked, if you say here. He has his sunglasses, he has his head crest, and he has his backpack, which I will show here shortly. They're just so, again, he's just so big and there's so much to him. I'm just keeping those off for the sake of review, but when I'm done constantly just fiddling him around, I'm going to slap all that stuff on it and call him good. I might do it right here at the end of the video just so you can see what he fully looks like, but for the sake of me jiggling him around and playing with him for the review, I'm going to leave that stuff off just for safety's sake. But that's why he's naked. Head, he can look up pretty well, look down pretty well too, left, right. It kind of catches on his neck doohickeys, but I believe you can spin the head all the way around. Yeah, if I wanted to, I could probably do a full 360. So you can do that. Also, while I'm here, you can exchange the faces. You slot it out of there. I think you can pull his head off to do it, I believe, but I'm not going to. But you can, I think, I have a spudger around here I should have got for this. You can just pop his face out and slap another one in. These are actually right here. You got a angry yelling face, and then you have like a teeth gritting face up here, like a more angry looking, if I can get it to focus, kind of like more face. And then you have the straight just stoic one he comes with in the box, as you can see here. I'll bring him down to this table. Just typical stoic Gurren Lagann. Move his arms up. They do have a nice upper arm swivel. There is a bicep swivel too here. It's kind of built into this arm piece, which is nice. So he can really move around and get those things in the positions you want. The ab crunch is pretty nice. And also the mouth kind of moves with it. So you see the lower mouth is. And you can do a full 360 spin with him at the waist too, which is very nice. He can lean back pretty far, go forward pretty far. Very sturdy. I like how the mouth moves with him. It adds that. One thing I think would have been nice if they had taken from Sentinel and had the eyes able to move and be able to go in like separate directions. But I feel like Sentinel might have had like a cap on that and said, hey, that's our thing, you can't do that. So that's my guess on that. The skirt piece is here. I'll keep his arms up out of the way. I said out of the way. they move up pretty far, and even the internal parts of them move to add for that extra range. This one can move up pretty far too for it being what it is. You can basically get these out of the way. Same for the back one. The back one can move pretty well. It really doesn't get in the way, but since I don't have it on right now, I'll show you that he can go all the way back. All the way back. So if you want him doing a big kick, if you got to stand like hold him, and the weight of his leg does kind of get to him, but you're not probably going to have him in a pose like that anyway, because remember, he is very much so die-cast metal. There's so much in here. Okay, let's see, get him. But you can get him in like a proper kneeling pose if you so wanted to. The legs do bend back very far, very far. You can get a nice kick in there. And I like how the pieces move, like his knee part here moves with it. And you can see the engineering of how everything moves to accommodate everything else, which is nice. Stand you back up, big boy. Ankles, there isn't really much ankle wiggle either way, so he'll be standing kind of like slightly off kilter, but it is not enough to like hinder him actually standing on his own. Like even like this random just pose I have him in here, he's able to hold his weight pretty well. Got a nice, you got the toe articulation there. Again, everything moves out of the way. You can squeeze it up like that too, give him a little high heel action. This part moves pretty well out of the way depending on what you're doing with it. Everything moves to adjust to what you're doing with him, and I like that a lot. These ones, the shoulder pads do come off him in the box. You just gotta apply them. Be careful with them because it's a ball joint, so you gotta kind of squeeze them on there and kind of work them in. Those ones always make me nervous. I always struggle with them, and then I take a breath and pop them in. So just be wary of that. There is a lot of things. For the most part, this is a very durable toy because metal and all that good stuff, but there are the soft parts, meaning like the plastic parts, that if you're not careful, like any other figure like this, you can easily break. So be careful, especially when he gets pointy. Again, that's why I leave the sunglasses off. You can see the little hole right there where his sunglasses go. And then back here, this upper part pops off. It's this little piece here, I believe. It's the one part of him I forgot to deal with earlier. But it just wiggles free here. Come on. I should have kept my nails longer for this video. I cut them a couple days ago, and I'm kind of regretting it. But see, his backpack will plug right in here pretty securely and also be pretty easy to take out. So I'm going to set him kind of to the side for the time being. And wait, did I find I think I found the other piece. The other piece of the thing I think just fell off of him. So actually I can fix that back part now. Are you kidding me? Huh. Cool. Yeah, it's exactly the same size as the other one, and nothing else fell off of him. But, for sake of showing it, here is his back part, his back skirt. Pretty cute. Pretty nice. Here is the Gurren wing, which I'll show around the proper way here. It's very big. It's very nice, and it fits his gargantuan size. Again, this comes apart in the box. You just slot the wings in here. I'm gonna turn this way, and it works pretty well. You can see the booster pack there. You can get as far back as you want to. Also, the antenna and the drills. All the drills come off in the box. You gotta plug them in and just slot right in. These ones aren't magnetic as far as I noticed. But yeah, you can get the flapping motion. Here you can get it, and if you want to, you can extend it just a bit more to really get more range out of it. I keep them like that, just for like the sake of it. We can tuck them in, and it really is just as simple as slotting into the back. Again, I'm not going to do it just yet because it gets in the way. You can see the detail though. I believe the wings are interchangeable. I didn't see anything saying this is the left wing, this is the right wing. They all kind of fit. And there wasn't anything as I was putting it together saying, hey, you're doing it wrong. Obviously, it does come with instructions, which I will show here briefly. It's a nice, fancy design to it's actually kind of badass. Show you all that cool stuff here. In the box itself, it comes in is absolutely badass. Absolutely badass. It's got nice art on it. Unfortunately, because of the sheer size of the box, I can't properly show it but you've probably seen someone else with it, or you can just look it up. I might even just end up posting pictures of my Gurren Lagann against his box so you can see it. It's very great. It's just, for my proper display that I have here, it is not big enough to fit the entire box with him. But it just shows everything you get with him. See the different sizes. You do get a Gurren Boomerang sunglasses, the faces, the crests. You do get a crest that can fit a horn in it too, or drill to do the full drill eyes mode. This is a replacement piece for the nose when you don't have the glasses in it, like when he's trying to throw them. You got the big drills, which I'll get to here in a second. You got the set of hands, which I'll show here in a moment. And obviously this is just showing you how it puts together. That's how he looks all put together. That'll probably be a thumbnail. I'm probably going to do a thumbnail with the big drill because, of course. But it just shows you how to put him together and how he looks and like with his pieces or whatever. It's just, again, for sake of doing it, it's going to take up a lot of space and be pointy, and I don't want to risk nothing. So you can get fancy with him if you so damn please. And I am so damn pleasing right now. Let's grab these ones. We'll do the hands first. I'll show off the crest, of course. You can't have Gurren Lagann without his crest. This is the one that accepts the drill. See the little port on there? You slap it on there, and it has a little drill next to it that you just plug into him. As for the hands, we get basically all the hands you need. And you get 2 of each. Of course, comes with a closed fist grip, the closed fist hands on him in the box. You get 2 open splayed hands for like if you got the drill and you're going, oh. You got the double holding hands for his Gurren Boomerang when you're setting up the Giga Drill. And then, of course, the point to the sky, who the hell do you think I am hands. You get 1 for each side, but I'm pretty sure the right one's always correct. Even though I think Kamina points upward with his left hand, I believe, but everyone else does their right hand. So I think that means Kamina is left-handed or something. I don't know. Also, on that, I actually got the box set of Gurren Lagann recently, the big, fancy, expensive one. And my girlfriend, Emma, surprised me with some Kamina sunglasses, which I'm not going to show right now, but I have them. They're super cool. Also, all of his parts come in a big, fancy tray, so you can really have them safe and sound. I'm just trying to be careful because, again, lots of pieces, big box. Here's where his shoulder pauldrons come in, his wings for the thing, and the antenna. These are all his drills. In the instructions, they show what's what. I believe these 4 are the wrist drills. These ones all connect to him for his full drill eyes mode. And this is your Gurren Boomerang sunglasses pair, so he can hold and throw. Super nice. Again, just have a lot going on here. So, kind of difficult to show everything all at once as I'm playing with plastic over here. Of course, I will admit, I kind of misjudged the drills at first. I thought they wouldn't fit how I'd like them to be, because when it comes to Gurren Lagann, I want his drills to be huge. That's one issue I have with the Sentinel version, actually, is because the drills are, you only get the super long ones, you don't get a true Giga Drill. As for this one you see here, ta-da! Just a little one, just a typical like little baby drill, and you can see how it connects on there. I believe you just unplug it, it just snaps on right in there. And here's the big one, which I actually discovered a feature on it as I was looking over it a couple days ago, and I actually really love. Here's your Giga Drill, as the drill's rolling away. I'm going to put that over there. Super huge. I do think I'd kind of want a little bit bigger, given how big this Gurren Lagann is itself, but I'm sure there's some sort of issue behind that. It's only so big you can get without needing a stand, which is why I like the Super Robot Chogokin one very much, because it has a proper Giga Drill, and actually has a set where you can get the cover to make it look like it's spinning. But that requires its own stand because the toy itself can't hold it. Whereas this one, he can hold this drill because it's not very heavy. It's got a little weight to it, but it's not heavy. And if you hold it here, it spins. So you can actually get some like motion in there of like, oh, Giga Drill, break! Or if you're the sub watcher, Giga Drill, breaker! I know I'm no voice actor and that probably sounded god-awful, but yeah, drills. But it just slaps right on there. It connects on there pretty safely, so that's nice. And again, comparing it to him, very nicely sized. I probably would want it a little bigger just because I want Giga. When I say Giga, I want Giga drill, not Giga drill. I want Giga drill. You know what I mean? You pick it up and I'll put it down, bro. But I'll safely put the drill. Where did the drill? Put those away. I believe that's all the accessories that comes with. Of course, I'll grab his sunglasses now just so you can see them. Ta-da! Here are the sunglasses. And I don't think I'll be moving him around too much for the rest of this video, so I'll go ahead and slot those on there. Connect pretty nicely. With them on, be warned, because your shoulder pauldrons and your arms will probably bump into them, so you got to be kind of careful when you're posing him. Usually what I do, especially with the little Voltec here, because his sunglasses just pop off really easily, I will just take the sunglasses off, pose him, and then slap them back on. And they come off very easily. Do not pull at the sides. I'd pull from down here, see how it comes out loose. Don't pull from the sides. You will 100% break it. And just to complete the look, as we're wrapping up here, I'll give him his crest that he earned from beating Viral. Again, very carefully put that on there. Turn his head a bit so I can have the light to help me. And I christen thee, truly, Gurren Lagann! Super robot if I have ever seen one. And for sake of doing it, let's get his wings on too, so we can have the full just experience snapped on beautifully. And now show your stuff, Gurren Lagann. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. What a toy. Again, sunglasses. Thankfully, the sunglasses are kind of like wiggly in a good way. So they'll instead of holding in and snapping, they'll just pop off. But here we have him. Let's give a little bit of a power pose for him. So I like doing that. This one is like the only one I didn't make the thumbnail before I recorded the video, purely because of his gigantic size. Let's get him angry. Spat out a bit. Yeah, let's curve him down a bit too. Get that bite going. And there we have the CCSTOYS Gurren Lagann in its full glory. You can full drillize him, because if you look closely at his little porch, you'll see the magnets in there glistening in the light. You can see the grays actually pretty well. They just snap right in there. And they hold pretty well. I'm not going to show that here because, goodness gracious, I'm afraid to open that package because every time I do open a package of Joes, they bounce all over the place. But I'll probably be posting pictures, hopefully soon, of some stuff here on Twitter, maybe Instagram as well, and also just taking a bunch for myself to look at and go, ee, pretty toy. But we can turn him here. Let's get him a little turn to the side, have him look down. I'll put his arm back here. We get a nice just power pose for the man, the myth, the legend, Gurren Lagann. Put his wings back here so they're out of the way. Absolutely beautiful. I would not recommend this enough. I couldn't recommend it enough if I tried. He is expensive, probably $200 to $300, if not more. If you're getting him secondhand from a secondhand seller, they will charge you a lot. Just if I believe Show Z Store still has the pre-order up for him, so you can order the second wave if he's not already currently available. I would, if you haven't already. If you love Gurren Lagann or just love well-built, badass toy robots, this is your guy right here. Nothing beats this. Is probably even though I love every single one of Gurren Lagann that I own, this is probably my favorite just because he's all-encompassing. He has the strong die-cast metal. He's got the weight to it. But he does have challengers, because coming soon are the Grand Coalescence, the new Riobot Gurren Lagann, that will be a combining one. So you can take Gurren and you take Lagann and combine them into one figure. And then also the Gurren Dan Lagann, which is the Gurren Lagann that can combine with the whole Gurren Lagann Brigade, the Gurren Lagann Dan, whatever you want to call them, posse. So we get a King Keton, we get all little figures, and they all combine into one giant one. As well as the announced Soul of Chogokin, Gurren Lagann, which it was shown off at a recent Tamashii event, so it's not confirmed, but it is. That may be the Gurren Lagann for me, because it'll have the best drill to figure ratio. It'll combine from Gurren and Lagann just like the Ryobot. I think that might do it. But until then, until we can fully see it, CCSTOYS Gurren Lagann, I think, takes the cake. And I think even still, the sheer mass of this figure probably does it for me as well. Because just girth, monstrosity, absolute power, the power of the spiral, real spiral power. This is the one, Round Raiko, and this has been CCSTOYS Gurren Lagann. And we'll see you guys next time. Spin on!